What's up, dudes? Welcome to the Crespo Twin channel. I'm Negro, and today we're going to be talking about One Piece chapter 998. And in this chapter, Oda reveals the rest of the Toriropos of Devil Fruits, which are amazing. Alright, let's get to it. And the chapter opens with Onigashima in the air, and immediately cuts to Marco lighting Chopper on fire, which then freaking Zoro and Brook swing at Marco. I think it's hilarious. I was like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And then Chopper realizes like it's not burning, it's just at the right temperature to hold off the virus. Then Dr. Miyagi and Tristan arrive to assist Chopper with the cure, while Marco is lighting the rest of the Onis on fire. And after he lights them on fire, they start to regain kind of their sanity. But Marco says that if they lose their stamina, they will go back to monsters, which it reveals a bit more about how his fruit works. I guess it uses the person's own energy to keep the flame going, which I hope they get more into how his fruit works in the future. Then Marco tells Zoro that now that everything's kind of handled there, that he can take him, Robin, and Brook up to the ceiling. Which to me, I didn't think that Robin and Brook were gonna go up, but I guess on the way they're probably gonna hop off because I don't see them facing Kaido or Big Mom. So I don't know if they're gonna get held up with something else, but we'll see in the later chapters. Then Brook says like, hold up, like we gotta help Chopper here because he's still gonna make the cure. He needs backup so that people can protect him. Then Old Man Hyo appears with some other samurai beside him to help protect Chopper, and basically says like, oh, we'll take care of this. And then turns out Apu is back up after Zoro slashed him in the last chapter, and he starts chasing Chopper, but then Drake comes up from behind and freaking just wrecks him. He bites him in his dinosaur form, and then offers to stay on that floor. He says, if you trust me, he'll stay there and handle things, for basically cover Chopper. And then Zoro says like, oh, at least you have talent to pick in a winning horse. Then they cut to the 4th floor where Jinbei and Luffy are fighting some of Kaido's minions. And they're talking about like where's Sanji, and then Jinbei says like, oh, he probably went to fight someone strong, and then Jinbei tells Luffy that he'll probably have to do the same thing, like Jinbei will have to stay, and so that Luffy can move on to the next floor. Okay, then we go over to Frankie, who's fighting some of Kaido's minions, and while he's fighting the cannon fodder, Sasaki makes his way through and knocks General Frankie back, and then finally his fruit form is revealed, his Devil Fruit, which is another dragon fruit, ancient model Triceratops, which he looks freaking awesome. I love that he keeps his hat. I think it would have been funny if they would have made it, tiny, but he looks amazing. Then we go over to Sanji, who's running from some of Black Maria's goons. And after that, Black Maria's Devil Fruit is finally revealed to us, which at least it's not another dragon fruit, but this one is a bit weirder because I don't think we've seen another zone like this except for Orochi's, but his was a mythical type, which have different attributes, but this one is more interesting because it's an ancient type of spider fruit. An ancient type of spider. Her fruit is a spider model. I gotta read this because Rosa Miguel Rova Jelly, which that's how I saw it in a video, how it's pronounced, so that's how I'm pronouncing it. And the weird thing about it is that her spider half has a face of its own, which that I know of, we haven't seen another Zone type that has another face besides Orochi's, but again, his is a mythical type, which can break those rules. So I wonder, like, are those powers like, does that spider give her some kind of ability to like create that human form just so she can lure in like the enemy? Like, hopefully we get to see that more in the future. Maybe it's like someone like hits her or something, and then it's revealed that she's like a totally different person. So who knows? To me, this is the most interesting fruit. And then I think it's hilarious how like Sanji's running and says, "I gotta get out of here," but everywhere I turn is women, women, women. And then he's like, "What is this? Heaven?" And the girl, the girls are like, "Something's wrong with this fool." Like, I think it's hilarious. I guess it's the time he spent in Kamawaka Kingdom is still affecting him. So even if he's trapped with the enemy, as long as they're girls, he's all good. And then we go over to Jinbei, who is in front of Who's Who has my favorite fruit of the Toiroppo, the cat fruit model, ancient model, saber-toothed tiger. He looks amazing in the panel. He's just laying there like giving zero fucks and smoking a cigarette. And it's mentioned that he has met Jinbei before when he was a warlord of the sea. But Jinbei doesn't recognize him, and he says probably because of the mask. So I don't know if we're gonna get like revealed, like, is he a character that's been shown before or just a new character that from Jinbei's past. I like that when after Who's Who tells him former warlord of the sea Jinbei, Jinbei's like, "I prefer to be called by my actual title, which is the helmsman of the Straw Hat Pirates." I'm like, yeah, he's part of the crew now. They have to recognize him as a Straw Hat. Everybody, and he wants it to be known that he's part of the crew, which I love. And after that, we cut to Ulti and Page 1, who are looking for Usopp and Nami, which I like because I want them to. I want to see the match. I want a rematch, and because I know Nami and Usopp can win. Like, they might not have hockey, but they're two of the smarter members of the crew, especially Usopp. And Usopp does have he might not have armament hockey, but he has observation. He might not have a handle of it, but hopefully he can use it again. Then they cut to a shot of part of a dragon statue, and Momo asks Yamato like, "What is this?" And Yamato tells him like, it's a statue that used to be in the entrance of the island, but it was removed when a friend destroyed it. And Momo's like, a friend, and then we get like, yeah, a friend who came here once to kill my father, and then Ace's silhouette is shown, and like, oh, we're gonna get more Ace stuff, and I love that. We get to know more about Ace's time in Wano, and it looks like there's going to be a flashback, but hopefully they hold off on it, because I wanted to at least more of the fights to settle in. Then after that, maybe do a flashback, and I don't know, maybe the end of Act 3. But supposedly, what people are saying, there's going to be a tragedy in Act 3. So maybe like something will happen before we get to the flashback, and then probably after the flashback, it's the end of Act 3. So people were saying like probably the raid is going to fail, but what if it just keeps being like it's split into different acts, but the thing is still going? Like, what if we see whoever he's gonna face, and then we cut to a flashback, we get to know more about Kaido, more about Ace's time there, and then after that, like, the act ends, and we'll get like, another chapter outside in the world and come back to the actual fights in Act 4. And after that, like, the conclusion won't be as long as everything else. So Act 5 will probably be the shortest act, if anything. And hopefully that's how it's going to go. But I do want to see what Yamato's time with Ace was. And now let's go over the Tobiroppo's fruit. I'm kind of rank them from, the crappiest to the coolest one, kinda. And first up, for me, the best one would be page 1's the Spinosaurus, because it's kind of the same thing as the Allosaurus with Drake's fruit. It's just a different kind of T-Rex shaped dinosaur, I guess. But it didn't make as much as an impact to me because Drake's had already appeared, so it was like, it's kind of the same thing. And then after page 1, it would be Ulti's, I think. It's at least hers is a different kind. Like, it's not a carnivore. It's one that used its head for headbutting, which I guess Ulti just like she leaned into that, like how she headbutt and is based in her base form and stuff, and she uses it I guess really well. But it's not the most impressive looking, like, or cool looking one. But don't get me wrong, because Ulti is my favorite Toriroppo at the moment. It's just her dinosaur form is not as cool looking, but I do like her fighting style. Then after that, I think it would be, and then after that, it would probably be Sazaki's fruit, the Triceratops, because I don't know, I just think he looks amazing. I love the way he looks with the hat, and I could have probably guessed that fruit, because he always look kind of like on the thicker side of all the Tobiroppo, and if they were all gonna be dinosaurs, I would have probably guessed he would have gotten the Triceratops. But I think he looks amazing with it. Given that, I think the other three are a bit better. But the next one, it would be Drake's fruit, because it was the first ancient type we had seen at the moment. Like, when I first saw it, it blew my mind, because we had seen dinosaurs in Little Garden, but I don't know why it never occurred to me that there would be an ancient Zoan type that could be like, you could be a dinosaur. But when I saw it for the first time, it blew my mind. But after that, we get, I think, the most interesting one, which would be Black Maria's, because we see that she's like an ancient spider, but for some reason, like, she has a face on the body of a spider, which it's what gives me the question, is her top half just like something created by her power just to trap in enemies, or what's going on there? Like, because it looks more like a smile type of fruit, but we know that it's not. So I would like to know more about her fruit. But then we go to my actual favorite one, which would be Who's Saber-Tooth Tiger, the cat fruit, ancient model Saber-Tooth Tiger. I think he just looks awesome with the mask, and he's like smoking a cigarette. And I had always liked Saber-Tooth Tigers, like, since I saw him at Ice Age when I was a little kid. And I think that's what mostly giving him my favoritism of his fruit. But I think it's amazing. He looks awesome, and we know what cat type fruits can do because of Lucci. And I want to see what Who's Who can actually do with that fruit against Jinbei. let's talk about the fights that are settling. It looks like Jinbei is going to be fighting Who's Who, which I love. A cat versus a fish. Basically, Jinbei would be at the disadvantage, but we all know how strong he is. He used to be a warlord, and he would probably be in, I guess, I don't know if he's stronger than Sanji, or I don't think Zoro maybe as strong as them. Like, he deserves to be like as strong as Sanji and Zoro and maybe Luffy. And also we get Frankie's we see who Frankie's going to fight, which it looks like it's going to be Sasaki, which I like. Frankie finally getting to face a tough opponent, one of the big guys, because Senor Pink, when he fought Senor Pink, I loved it. It was amazing, but Senor Pink wasn't the toughest guy in the crew. He was just the most interesting one in the crew. But now we see him fighting someone with some power, which I would like to see how Sanji would fight him, because I'm guessing that he has that Sasaki has Haki. So I would like to see how someone without it would face him. Like, I would like to see like an upgrade to Frankie. What if he in his time there he made like a sea prison brass knuckles. That way he can hurt that way he can hurt people with devil fruits. And it looks like Ulti and Page One are looking for Usopp and Nami, so it looks like Usopp and Nami are gonna get a rematch. And I would like to see them defeat Ulti and Page One. I think it would really be first of all a boost in their confidence that they can take on powerful enemies. And I would just love to see them finally take on someone powerful as well. Because Usopp shined in Dressrosa when he took down Sugar, but Sugar was just a little girl with a powerful devil fruit. But I would like to see him actually take on strong enemies and take on them using, their intelligence. Because they're both smart characters. They should be able to outsmart Ulti and Page One. And then we'll see who else fights the Tobiropo. Because if anything, on the way up, I think either Brook or Robin would fight Black Maria. Because I think that Sanji should be facing like a top dog. Like, if Zoro's gonna help with the Yonko, maybe Sanji should be up there too, because it's the big three of the Straw Hats, the Monster Trio. Like, if anybody else is helping out with the Yonko, it's gonna be Sanji. All right, that's all I have for this video. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.